Good morning, friends. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Let's see if we can get Instagram up and running. Oh, here it comes. Instagram, go live. All right. Let's get TikTok up and running. I am breaking the rules in a casting director workshop this morning. Good morning, friends. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Thank you so much for being here. Behi, Ruby, I see you. Aiden Johnson, come on in. Good morning and welcome. This is your spot for real life stories, strategies to help you build a successful and sustainable acting career. Let me know what you are working on today in your acting career. I got to tell you, I'm a little excited this morning. Hi, Lean. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. So, in an hour and a little under 2 hours. Hey, Run the Scrum's back. Good to see you, Run the Scrum. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. I have a casting director workshop in a couple hours, and I have been assigned a scene that I would not have chosen for myself. Dave McIntyre, are you here too? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I'm breaking the rules in a casting director workshop today because I've been assigned a scene that I wouldn't normally assign for myself. The character, which I believe is from an aughts sitcom on the CW called The Reaper. The tone of this demon who comes from hell, and I think this character was actually cut from the final. They sort of put some of these lines into the character of the devil. But the scene has slacker vibes to it. I think it's sort of really clear. There's sort of like he ambles in, he has a cigarette dangling from his mouth. There are definite slacker vibes in the text, which is fun to play, but not really one of my wheelhouse areas of expertise. So I'm not playing a slacker. My lane, my take on this is sloppy accountant. I'm not really changing the character. I'm making specific choices. The words are the same, the circumstances are exactly the same, but my imagination is giving this scene a completely different human being. And this is, the craft area this is the fun part, right? This is what we all love doing. Well, hey, Clacko, he be Ivor. Aiden Johnson, thanks for being here. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. I'm talking about a scene that I was assigned for a casting director workshop that has like slacker vibes, and I'm giving it my own flavor. I'm giving it sloppy accountant. I mean, because looking at the text, how many different versions of this person could exist, right? There's the slacker, it could be distracted genius, it could be burnt out accountant, sleep deprived new dad, someone who's grieving, like that sort of could depress the energy. Someone who's overwhelmed could depress the energy. They're the same lines, but completely different people. And I'm not trying to play against my type, my wheelhouse, those lanes in my acting where I excel, where I shine, where I'm undeniable. I'm simply expanding, or no, I'm not even expanding. I'm being more specific with how I play the character so that it plays to my strengths, so that I can present my version of the character. I'm trying to solve this scene through my imagination. And I think that that's a more sophisticated solution. Hey, good morning, Lean. Yes, I will be here tomorrow. Yes, I will be live tomorrow. Uh, I will let you know how this work goes. So come on back tomorrow and I'll fill you in. Because we've spent a lot of time talking about branding and wheelhouse and finding your lane and where you are excellent. And then when you get a scene that doesn't really speak to you in that way, don't ignore your wheelhouse and say, oh, well, the scene's asking me to be slacker, so I'll be slacker. Use your imagination and find out if there's a way for your wheelhouse to show up in this character. Because the whole point of the wheelhouse is not to limit the roles you can play, is to see how you can use your strengths, your undeniable power as an actor in the scene that you've been given. Go exploring with the material and see what you can create with it. And that's what I'm excited about today. And the great thing is that this is a workshop, right? Even though this is with Marcy Phillips, who is the Vice President of Casting for ABC Entertainment, this is somebody you don't want to fall flat in your face with. But the way she has set up this class is that it is intended to be a safe space to experiment, to try things out. And so I feel perfectly comfortable going in and saying, it's not that I'm not playing a slacker, it's just that I'm redefining it on terms that help me excel. And in the end, that's exactly what all of these casting directors are asking you for. They want to see your interpretation. They want to see how you play the scene. Because everybody can go in and Jack Black this. Everybody can do that. It's right there on the page. It may have been what they had in mind when they wrote the scene, when they wrote the character. And in the end, it may be why the character was cut and the lines were redirected towards the devil, a completely different character. So I'm going to give this my flavor. I'm going to give this my flair. I want to show what I would do with the role, what I am doing with the role. We have merch, by the way. The Working Actor NYC merch is available on the workingactornyc.com website. And one of our t-shirts says, I don't know if I booked the role, but the part was mine for 15 minutes. And that's the attitude I'm going in with today. Let me know if that resonates with you, because it's one of my favorite pieces of merch. I don't know if I booked the job, but the part was mine for 15 minutes. And that is literally what I'm going in with today. In fact, I might even say that because I feel like I'm taking a risk. I'm not playing this exactly in the way that I think the showrunner and the writers intended. But giving the part my own flair. Marcy Phillips actually said something very interesting, which please write this down. Marcy Phillips said, you have to be willing to lose the job in order to get the job. You have to be willing to take a risk and push the boundaries of the material in order to get the job. It doesn't mean making big swings, big choices just for the sake of making big choices. They have to demonstrate your imagination, your take, because even if that take is not right in the end for what they want for that show, casting, the directors, the writers are all going to recognize, hey, friends, thank you, glad you like it. Preetat, thanks for being here. They're all going to recognize that you are not afraid to make choices that demonstrate your lane, your wheelhouse, your flair, your excellence. So that's what I'm I mean, they all say that, right? That's what casting directors all say that they want. Hey, Bangsat, thanks for being here. Sami Akogba is here. Preeta is here. Thanks for being here. You are on the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. I appreciate your support. Yes, Shansa. Let's get the fluoro happening. We're getting comments on the fluoro today. I love this jacket. We have the air conditioning on, so first thing in the morning it gets really cold. But that's what I'm working on in my acting career today. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. I want to hear what you guys are working on. The other thing that I sort of, want to talk about is that I am super grateful today for work that I did a year ago. This is why as actors, we build something before we need it. And that was demonstrated to me brilliantly yesterday, because infrastructure is kind of boring until it isn't, right? So what's going on is that in the last few days, I have had a sudden flurry of applications for my coaching, which I'm, incredibly grateful for. But because of the speed with which those applications are coming in, I'm incredibly grateful for the boring work that I did a year ago, 9 months ago, in setting up the coaching page on my website and setting up the application form in Google Forms, because it has streamlined the workflow in processing all of those applications and getting emails back to those people and setting up discovery calls so that we can talk and make sure that we're a fit before we launch into a contract of working together on coaching. But it is that boring infrastructure work that I did 9 months ago that is yielding, that is making me grateful now, because I don't have to worry about how to sort of process those folks and get them working towards the work that they want to be doing. All right, friends. Everybody's very quiet in here today. I'm not sure why everybody's being so quiet. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. Let me know what you got going on. I know things have been I guess we're now in the season where people are working on summer shows in regional theaters around the country. Some of the TV shows are starting to come back from hiatus. I know casting has started to get back to work for the upcoming shoot season. But I know some shows are still on hiatus, so maybe there isn't a lot of work going on. I don't know. Tell me what you've got. I know I had some auditions there were several short films being shot in July. So I sent in some auditions for that. Didn't book anything. Kind of surprised me, actually. There were some auditions where I was like, oh, this is good. And I'm never mad that I didn't book a job. Oh, Chaotic Neutral's back. Hey, thanks for being here, Chaotic Neutral. Book Slayer Boss is here. Thanks for joining me. Instagram is quiet. YouTube's gone quiet, which I'm not. YouTube is a double-edged sword, because some of the people on YouTube are a bit can be a little crazy in their commentating. But yeah, I'm never mad when I don't book something because I'm getting better at. I wonder if this is related to volume, in the sense that I'm getting better at putting an audition down, sending it away, and releasing it. And if it comes back and becomes a callback, or what was the other one I had just recently? Oh, there was a feature film starring, probably not allowed to say that who it's starring, but a fancy feature film starring some people you've heard of. And there was a small supporting role in that I was given an avail check for. I mean, that's a little step up the ladder, right? It's not a pin, but it's an avail check. I'll take that. It shows that I did something right in the initial self-tape. But uh, I'm getting better at just releasing that. And if it becomes something, that's great. And if it doesn't, also great. I guess because I'm not desperate for all of those and for any of those jobs to take off, because I have other things going on in my life. My worth, my self-worth is not dependent upon having to book. So I'm good. Does that make sense? Let me know if that resonates with you. My self-worth as an actor is not dependent on my booking rate. I can feel good about the work that I'm doing, regardless of whether or not it leads to income in my bank account. And of course, I've been a working actor in New York City for over 25 years now, and I have built infrastructure around me so that I have multiple sources of income. So the income from my acting career is not my only source of income, thank God, because even as a working actor who worked 42 weeks out of 52 last year, um, that income is not a great income. And that's the reality of it, right? Let me know if you want details about that kind of information about what being a working actor actually looks like. I'm happy to share what that looks like. All right, friends, I do have a casting director workshop coming up in less than 2 hours, and Anonymous Kalawa 321, thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Yeah, I do have a casting director workshop with the vice president of casting for ABC Entertainment coming up in less than 2 hours, and I have 2 scenes that she has asked me to work on, and I want to do a little more work on them, to be honest, because I always find that being off book is absolutely my friend in terms of getting the work done. So it's been super quiet in the comments today. I hope that means that you're gearing up for the holiday weekend. But thank you for joining me wherever you are in your acting career. Remember, you got this. Keep going. I'll see you tomorrow, friends. I'll be back here at 8 a.m. Come on back and I'll tell you how this casting director workshop goes. All right, friends, I'll be right back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Come back and join me.